Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and all in between, and welcome to the Lord of the Rings Online. So, if you've seen some of my recent videos, you'll know I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I've played this game quite a lot on and off over the last couple of years, but I've never actually completed it, and I really want to. And I feel like the best way for me to take that step is to actually create a series for it and work my way through it. Also, I'll read more of the text logs and bits and pieces that I would normally read if I was playing because I'd rush through it. So, without further ado, this is going to be one of the new series on our channel coming up every Thursday. A new episode from our character that we're going to create. So, as you can see, I've only got most characters to around level 30 to 40, so let's try and beat that with this series. And there's so much in this game to explore, and I don't understand all of it, so we'll see what happens. So, we're starting afresh, and to be honest, I kind of want to play all the characters. Because they all sound really interesting and there's so much stuff to read. I'm playing on the server Lothlórien, which is a role-playing server because I want my character to be as role-play-like as possible. Which is why I'm not going to play as a hobbit because, you know, hobbits didn't really leave their homes. Although I've nothing against people who play hobbits, I will play one I'm sure in the future. But what I decided on doing was I would play as a Beorning because I just love the idea of, you know, one of the woodsmen from the north of Middle-earth, you know, saving Middle-earth, being present at Helm's Deep and being present at Gondor. Probably sounds a bit contradictory to my idea of, you know, being as close to the lore as possible, but just one of those really cool stories of, like a Beorning standing on the white walls of Minas Tirith, you know, fighting down Mordor, just really kind of excites me more than playing a man, for example, because it is kind of more common. So I've never played as a Beorning either, actually, before. I've played as a high elf and so on. It's a bit like playing Dragon Age, you know, I just want to play all of the races. But anyway, we're going to play as a Beorning, and I think a female one at that, because again, I just prefer playing female characters. So, Beornings. Beornings descend from ancient men and can skin change into bears when angered. They are gruff, distrustful, impolite, respect all creatures of nature, and hate orcs more than anything. So we get a few bonuses. We get Might of the Wild, which increases our might, Few in Number, which is -7 fate, natural resistance to poison, and a thick hide for extra vitality. So let's see what the movie has to show us.
Men and women of Beorn's line possess the power to take the shape of mighty and fearsome bears. As their wrath increases, so too do the strength and capabilities of their animal forms. The Beorning can harness this ability to deal damage, resist the onslaught of enemies, or support a fellowship of adventurers.
Generally in MMOs, I tend to play lots of support roles because I prefer that than being a tank or DPS. I kind of want to watch all the movies just because they usually all are really good, but I won't because I want to limit this video to just playing as Beorning. So the class difficulty is advanced, but I think I'll be okay. I think I've got enough general MMO experience to survive, but we shall see. Famous last words. So, Beornings are skin changers that can change into the form of a bear in combat. They focus their wrath while in bear form, choosing to deal grievous blows or bolster their own resolve. While skilled in combat, some Beornings also choose to wield their knowledge of the wilderness to assist their allies. And we get some lore. This is probably the fantastic thing about Lord of the Rings Online, or LOTRO for short. Even though its graphics are quite dated, it's an incredible expansion of Tolkien's lore, and it's just been spitting out expansion pack and, you know, class pack and so on for years, and it's still quite populated. So if you haven't tried it before, or you've left it, now's a good chance to come back in and join me on a new adventure. The Beornings of Middle-earth are a largely reclusive people. They trace their ancestry to Beorn himself and spend most of their time deep in the wilderness. The solitude of the forest gives little comfort in recent times, with the enemy encroaching from all sides. The time has come for the descendants of Beorn to lend their strength to the free peoples of Middle-earth. This class is inspired by Beorn, who bravely stood with the free peoples during the Battle of the Five Armies. I think it's the same movie, but let's just check. Yes, it is. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. And our origin is in the Vales of Anduin. Like all Beornings, you hail from the woods and dales surrounding the Anduin, from the shores near the Carrock up the high path through the Misty Mountains. And then some, you know, we kind of get our stuff from Old Norse. So let's have a look at some possible names. One thing I love about LOTRO is they give you these for all classes, some examples of endings for their names to give you an idea, and then they can randomize it to give us a couple of interesting ideas. Faltherna. I quite like that actually. Let's keep that in mind. Faltherna. Halata, Halguna. I didn't have a name in mind because I wasn't entirely sure what race I was going to pick. Then I saw the Beorning just jumped out at me straight away. Astlin. Oh, I quite like that actually. Astlin. Rooney. Runlina. I'm actually going to go with Runlina. Now again, this can all take. I'll try to be as quick as possible with this. I usually just pick the first one that looks the best to me. I like that. That looks quite cool. It looks like a kind of a hell figure from Norse mythology. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I prefer the eyeshadow around her. I definitely want some detail in her face. It's quite cool. Yeah, like that's really plain. I don't actually like that at all, even with that hair. But for some reason, it looks better with the face paint. Makes it much better. I was kind of hoping extra detail would be you could have it on your right side as well, or her left side. No harm having a scar. It adds to the backstory a little bit. Let's give her blue eyes to match her Oh, actually, brown looks quite nice. Let's go with that. I think a bit of skin tone is no bad thing. Ooh, brighter hair is interesting. I kind of like the brown. Yeah, that's good. Oh, cool! I can pick the color down of my detail. Ooh, that's interesting. Or black. I have really dark skin. No. Let's see. Maybe green for the greenwood, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. We have the lady character of Runlina from the Vales of Anduin. There she is, our Beorning. Let's enter Middle Earth for the first time. I'm in the middle of reading the Fellowship of the Ring at the minute, so that's partly why my interest in Lord of the Rings is quite high.
In the Vales of the Anduin, the children and grandchildren of Beorn live a rustic and peaceful life. Soon they too will need to face the shadow that threatens all of Middle-earth.
Wow, we already started bear form, and for some reason our health is damaged. And this is it. This is the main screen we'll be looking at for most of the game. Now, there's so much to talk about here. Most of it is self-explanatory, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. But let's just get straight into the story, into the tutorial, which is quite long in this game. Most of them, last at least a couple of hours until you get out of the tutorial area. But let's just get rid of some of this extra stuff. So, yeah, for logging in, we get extra consumables. I never really quite understood what most of this stuff is, so I don't really bother about it. And we've got some titles, should we need them. These are for doing Helm's Deep. This is for Helm's Deep as well. Yeah, let's just make ourselves Runlina of the Vales. You've lived out your days in the Vales of Anduin, a land mostly deserted following the fall of the Greenwood the Great. As a descendant of Beorn, you stand in defiance of those who would do harm to the creatures of Middle-earth. Wherever that journey might take us. It's quite cool being a bear. So, let's talk to Sterkist, beside Grimbeorn's pond.
The blood of the skin changer flows within us.
How many afternoons have we spent in this way, Runlina? Once the work is done and our chores finished, it seems every day sees us staring out at the pond of Grimbeorn our elder, thinking airy thoughts. Sterkist sighs, as he often does on such afternoons, and scratches idly at his arm. You are my sister, Runlina, and we keep no secrets from each other. Is this all we have a right to expect? The blood of the skin changer flows within us, and must move us to greater deeds than this. Are we not descended from grim Beorn, and from Beorn before him? You know we are. That is a proud heritage, one claimed by only few. Few can do what we can, Runlina. Why does Grimbeorn insist that we stay at our home? Wait a minute, who is that? Let us see, Runlina. It's Grimbeorn and Radagast the Brown. Is that Radagast? Radagast the Wizard? It is. One of my favourite characters from the Middle-earth. Pardon the interruption, Radagast. Oh, it is no bother. Sometimes cubs do not know when to keep their silence. We will speak inside, and I will speak to them later. I'm sure we'll encounter Radagast again in our journals. What do you think a wizard would come here, Runlina?
Something serious must have happened to draw Radagast here.
I've only seen Radagast once or twice, and that was when we were very young, do you remember? When we were very small then, and he was kind to us. But I do not think he enjoyed leaving his home in Mirkwood. Something serious must have happened to draw him here, my sister. I will sniff around the lodge and see if I can overhear any of his conversations with our sire. And you should talk to Varthmath at the animal pens. Our cousin talks little, but he hears much, and he might know something. Find Varthmath at the animal pens and see if he knows anything.
What brings you hither, cousin?
You tell Varthmath that Radagast the Wizard has left Mirkwood and is speaking with Grimbeorn, and that you hoped he might have heard why. Varthmath responds with a brusque snort. I know what brings him here, his own business. If it becomes a concern of ours, Grimbeorn will let us know. Until that time, you should mind your own matters. Even better, you should make yourself useful to me. One of our milk cows has wandered from the pen. Find her before she gets outside the surrounding wall, and tell her to return. Let's find a loose sheep. No doubt a traipsing bear will encourage a sheep to do something. Let the wizard worry about his own affairs, he says. Am I able to turn back? How do I do that? Wait, C plus... Oh, that's my character. Do I hit them at the same time? Oh, I'm sure I can figure that out. Oh, man form. Or woman form. I prefer this for running around. Yeah, we look badass. Meandering milk cow. You approach the milk cow and she lows nervously. Something has caused her distress. What could it be? When you were young, you developed the ability to understand many of the animal languages, a gift of your ancestor Beorn. You call upon this natural facility now to speak gentle reassurances to the milk cow. Before long, her calm nature returns, and she begins to move slowly back to her pen. Talk to Ulfmoth and learn what he wants from you. Oi, Runlina, what are you doing?
I fear you have grown soft.
Has it come to this, Runlina? Do you serve those lazier than you, fetching lost cows and running errands? Ulfmoth laughs harshly. You are of Beorn's line, as am I, but I have not forgotten what that means. To you it means little. You should live our lives with ferocity, seizing every moment with tooth and claw. No one is my master. I fear you have grown soft, Runlina. Only by harnessing your wrath in battle can you truly live up to your heritage. Prepare yourself for battle and test your skills against me. And we can change if we need to. Okay, so we're stronger as a bear, and fighting as a human will give us more wrath. So let's fight him out.
There are few like us. That is why I test you as I do.
The legacy of Beorn is rare and dwindling. We must use it to be the strongest of his children and grandchildren. As we do battle, the wrath fills our hearts and drives us with great ferocity, empowering the skills we use in combat. Let our foes beware. They tangle with the line of Beorn at their peril. Let your wrath fuel your abilities and harness the beast within you. Your skills improve, Runlina, but they are not yet at their peak. Do as I do and practice your abilities on the sickle flies and the clover. They are a nuisance, but if they help you hone your skills, they will be of some value. Buzzing nuisance. And we get some loot and experience from leveling up, the usual, from most games. We'll take it all for now, because I don't know what we're going to need and what we won't need. So... I'm thinking, though, I will skip a lot of the killing a certain number of creatures and so on, because there's a lot of that in this game, so I don't want to spend videos just doing all of that. There'll always be dialogue and all the quests and so on, and traveling from place to place, because I just want to show off the beauty of Middle Earth. But killing lots of insects and stuff I won't be showing all the time. Maybe just for the first couple of videos, and especially if it's a new creature we haven't seen before. But other than that, you won't have to sit through all of that all the time. We've got a map, so there's quite a lot of them at Grim Beorn's house. I think one day we might stand in Mordor. I do also want to get involved in the roleplay, although I might do like separate videos where I just mess around with role players or develop Runlina's story. A bunch of blackberries, you never know. This is quite a really nice place, actually. Talk to Langhar in the fields outside Grimbeorn's yard to the southwest. I'll probably flick between first and third person as we go on.
Most afternoons you spend daydreaming in the sun. What is different today?
I did not think to see you again today, my sister. Most afternoons you spend daydreaming in the sun with Sturkist. What is different about this day? You tell Langhar that Radagast the wizard has paid a visit to Grimbeorn, and that Ulfmoth set you to fighting the sickle flies for practice. Your sister smirks and adopts a gruff, snarly voice. Fight, roar, battle, growl. The line of Beorn is the finest of all, she booms in the passable impression of Ulfmoth. I think Ulfmoth could stand to brood less upon our mighty heritage and more time helping out. Will you accompany me, Runlina? I am nearly ready to return. It has been years since Radagast came to our hometown. He would not leave his home in Mirkwood unless he has serious cause to do so. The Carrack. I know that you and Sturkis often climb the carved steps and stand atop the summit. Do you think you will go beyond the Carrack and cross the river one day? Maybe. I think one day you will. Something is not right. Can you feel it? Goblins! They won't stand against us. I mean, imagine you were goblins and you just tried to ambush two women standing out in the middle of a field and they both turn into bears. Pretty bad day. Wow. Hurry back to the lodge, Runlina, and tell them we are under attack. I will stay here and deal with any goblins still lurking about. Well, this calls for haste, so bear form it is. We'd have to go around the hedge. No, we can't jump over. In human form either? No. Oh, there's Ulfmoth and he's transformed as well. Ulfmoth is surrounded by the bodies of goblins. Goblins, Runlina, go tell Beorning. Perhaps this is what Radagast came to tell us, that the woods are under attack. And there's Sturkis. What has happened? I heard fighting.
That is very peculiar.
You quickly tell Sturkis about the goblins that attacked you and Langhar. That is very peculiar, Runlina. Beorn put the fear of our kind in the goblins when he stalked these vales, and we have done our part to maintain their terror of us, have we not? What could make them think to stray once again to this side of the river? Our sister was not hurt, was she? No, she was okay. Sometimes goblins have thick skulls, and she might carelessly chip a tooth or a nail. We need to tell Beorning. Tell me what? Goblins! Goblins dare to attack us! It is as I told you, Beorning. A dark power is rising once more, sending forth its evil. Animals, plants, all living things are threatened. My family is strong, Radagast. We do not fear goblins. They've feared my father Beorn, and they fear me. They will fear my children in time. I thought I could remain in isolation as well, but this time that is folly. I must bring warnings to the folk we can trust, wizards, elves, dwarves, rangers. But I cannot be everywhere, grim Beorn. I came to you because I need the message delivered quickly. Send all your children. I can run faster than Sterkest. I will go. Be silent. I will spare only one of my line, Radagast. I will send Runlina with your message. That is not fair. Me?
I have made my decision. We will leave our land and bring a message of warning.
Yes, young one. I have made my decision. You will leave this sheltered land and bring a message of warning where the wizard believes it must go. I long thought our folk could remain separate from the other peoples, as my father wished, but these are no longer those days. Perhaps I will send others in the days ahead, but for now you must represent the lawn of Beorn in the wider world. Act with strength and clarity of purpose, Runlina, and let all who see you say, "There goes a woman of Beorn's line." Cross her at your own peril. I do not believe in long farewells, young one. Learn your task from the wizard, say goodbye to your siblings, and bring no disfavor upon our line. I have said my piece.
Good, good, good.
Good. I wonder that grim Beorn would not see the urgency of this matter, but reason has won out. I have always had a way with bears and beasts, and, well, you see. Never mind, not important. A dark power is rising, Runlina. I cannot put a name to it, if indeed it has a name. But something has unsettled the natural world. I will seek the greatest of the five wizards, for he has made a study of many things unknown to me and may know what is happening. I want you to seek out someone else. He is a ranger, and his name is Aragorn. He has been enmeshed in the affairs of wizards for some time now, and if the rumblings I sense are a real danger, as I fear, I know that Aragorn must take especial care not to fall prey to them. The last I heard, he was travelling through the Bree land beyond the mountains. Find Aragorn and tell him that the dark power rises, greater even than the wizards. He must be cautious and not face it alone. So we get to meet the first of, I'm sure, many of the fellowship on our path. Let's talk to our brother and tell him to stop being a sulking bear. Sterkest growls at you in the language of bear kind, but the words you speak are filled with affection. He bristles, and finally relents. Ah, do not mind me, Runlina. I am happy for you. It will not be long before I convince grim Beorn to allow me such a journey with you. Until then, farewell. And Langhar.
Did I not tell you your time would come?
Soon, my sister. Perhaps I am as much a wizard as Radagast himself. Langhar laughs cheerily. No, that is not what I want. I want to explore the lands beyond our home, Runlina, and as you are about to do. I want to seek adventure. I will follow you sooner rather than later, Runlina, I assure you. Until we meet again, sister, find the ranger, deliver Radagast's message, and do not have your fill of adventures before Sterkest and I can join you. We will see you again, Runlina. It's really cool that each race has its own personal opening. So if you pick a high elf, you'll be brought back to the war between the elves, men, and Sauron at the end of the Second Age. Talk to Radagast and Grim Beorn. Fill the horse saddlebags in the path for your journey.
You will need to prepare for the journey, yes?
It is a long way to Eriador, and you will need some supplies if you are to have success. Speak to Grim Beorn and he should give you what you need. So we're getting all of this. And the quest system. So we have our quest log, and our class quest is Beorning. Preparations to travel and fill the horse. So Radagast gave us quite some nice stuff. We've got a couple of gift boxes to open us up as well. From being 6 years a friend. I've got special armors because of the 10-year gift box. I've played the game for 10 years, never completed it. I'll just get rid of all this stuff now. Attack +5. Anyway, let's wear the warm hood. I'm going to change my cosmetics and stuff later on. We can worry about all that later on. But for now, let's just take all of that. Great.
I will give you what you need for your journey.
It is a long way across the mountains. And we got all that stuff. Better armor. Better helmet. A cape which I can't wear yet. It's not a better axe. Fried mushrooms, some dye. A copper ring, we'll take that. I can't wear the leggings yet. Oh yeah, Mordor elven armor. Or in line to the third age anyway. So you can see all my inventory is already filled up with quite a lot of stuff. Now to my horse. You have prepared for the journey, and now it is time to leave the land of your home in search of the ranger Aragorn. And let's finish now and head off to our new area. And then I think we'll leave it there for this episode. So we're in Bree. And we've got mail. Give me 5 minutes. So, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We are in Archit, in the wide world of Bree. So I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and have a good day.